But I think laying the foundation for this is what we have to do to compete at a championship level.
Yeah.
Like this is why home court matters. This is why you can't have off day. This is why we can't be 11th in the league in defense, right? Like we got to get to at least middle of the pack. You know, all of those different things. And so as a competitor, it's exciting.
Is Caitlin Clark already redefining women's basketball, or is there something even bigger at play?
It's exciting to coach generational talents.
Yeah.
You know, and that outweighs the other stuff. Right. That we might have to deal with.
What if the secret to her dominance lies in a surprising revelation from Stephanie White?
Do I think it's going to be a seamless transition? No. I mean, it's going to take some time.
Sure.
And just like any young team, I mean, you don't get back-to-back #1 picks by being really talented early, right? Just
That's
like
right.
any young team, it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
You know, and we got to put some pieces together, and we've got to continue to build. So managing expectations is going to be important.
Get ready to uncover what the basketball world didn't see coming. Stephanie White's inside.
Watching Caitlin Clark when she was in the 8th grade when I was at Vanderbilt.
How about
And then I called a lot of her games in college when she was at Iowa. And so I've really watched her continue to learn and grow, and I have great relationships with her college coaches and had multiple conversations with them throughout the course of her career about what the next steps would be, right? And what the next level would be.
Look at Caitlin Clark's unstoppable game. Stephanie White, a respected voice in basketball analysis, offers an in-depth look at Caitlin Clark's game and what makes her such a dominant force on the court.
Caitlin isn't just great for women's basketball. She is great for the entire game. She's more than just points.
She absolutely is. I mean, let's not forget, this is a young woman who led the nation in assists as well. She's accomplished records that haven't ever been accomplished in the sport of collegiate basketball.
White notes that Clark's ability to read the game and create opportunities for herself and her teammates is unmatched. Clark's court awareness is exceptional, allowing her to exploit the smallest openings and capitalize on them with precision. She has a remarkable ability to dictate the pace of the game, not just through scoring, but by facilitating plays that open up the floor for her teammates.
You know, I'm looking forward to, you know, when you think about Caitlin Clark and a generational talent, and, you know, the sometimes overlooked Kelsey Mitchell, who's been like one of the hardest workers that I've ever seen from the time I was covering her at Big Ten Network, watching her at Ohio State. And then Aaliyah Boston, who, you know, prior to Caitlin Clark coming on the scene, was another generational talent and is, right? Like, so it's like you think about the pieces that we have and putting that all together.
White's observations highlight how Clark's skill set is a blend of basketball intelligence and a relentless drive to push boundaries, making her one of the most formidable players in the game today. The key to Caitlin Clark's shooting accuracy, a game changer. Caitlin Clark's shooting accuracy is one of the defining features of her game, and Stephanie White provides valuable insight into what makes Clark such a deadly shooter.
I hope, #1, for Caitlin, that I can be a resource. You know, I didn't have the same stuff that she has on a global scale. You know, thankfully we didn't have social media at the time, which amplifies everything. But I've been through it on a smaller scale, and so hopefully I can help her navigate, you know, some of the extra stuff, while pushing her to be her best and challenging her to step outside of her comfort zone on the floor.
White points to Clark's unique ability to hit deep three-pointers with remarkable consistency, which has become a game changer for her team. Clark's shot mechanics are flawless, with a quick release and an ability to create space with her dribbling to get off clean looks. She doesn't just rely on open shots, but has the ability to hit contested shots with defenders in her face, making her a constant threat from anywhere on the court. White also highlights Clark's focus and mental preparation.
I have the advantage of I was an opponent, right? And so scouting her and this is what we try to do to make you uncomfortable. This is how we game planned for you. And again, being that straight shooter, like, okay, like these are the areas that we need to improve. You know, and putting those pieces together while also thinking about the holistic version of this team that we have, who is incredibly gifted on the offensive end of the floor. You know, offense is what I love. And so being able, trying to think about all these things that we can do, and
which allow her to maintain such a high level of accuracy, especially in high-pressure situations. Why Caitlin Clark's basketball IQ is above and beyond. Stephanie White praises Caitlin Clark's basketball IQ.
heck, we had a staff meeting a couple of weeks ago in Indy, and it was like, guys, we got to scale it back. We're not going to be able to do all of this in year one. We're not going to be able to do all of this in training camp. Like, we're going to be able to. So staying ahead of the curve and watching all of these, NBA games and EuroLeague games and thinking about the things that we can do is really exciting to me.
Calling it one of the most impressive aspects of her game. Clark's understanding of spacing, timing, and defensive schemes allows her to make plays that most players simply can't see. Her decision-making is often flawless.
Caitlin Clark is just at the epitome of the intersection of social media, of pop culture, and fan engagement in a way that we've never seen, and she's moving the needle forward for all athletes.
As she knows when to shoot, pass, or drive based on the defense's positioning. White emphasizes how Clark's basketball intelligence goes beyond just scoring.
Looking at all these things that people are talking about with Caitlin Clark, it's like, guys, chill out. Like, she's gonna be fine. Like, it's 2 games in. Are you kidding me? She's a student of the game. She got better every year. You're not going to just absorb all of the new information that's coming at you in 2 games, in 2 weeks. It takes time. And she will. I have no doubt about it. She's a student of the game. She continues to get better. And these are also points that coaches then address. Hey, let's continue to work on this.
She has a keen eye for reading the floor, setting up plays, and creating mismatches. Clark's awareness of her teammates' movements and tendencies also makes her an incredible playmaker, helping her facilitate offensive sets with precision and ensuring her team is always in the right position to score. Caitlin Clark's mental toughness. Stephanie White's take.
Yeah, it's exciting. Certainly I was born and raised in Indiana, and so have a lot of pride in Indiana basketball, and a lot of pride in the Fever organization, being a player and a coach there. And it's exciting what's happening with the organization and where they are. I mean, most organizations have their ups and downs, certainly. But I'm proud of the growth of the Indiana Fever. Excited, about the future of the Indiana Fever. And
Caitlin Clark's mental toughness is a defining trait that sets her apart from other players. And Stephanie White sheds light on just how resilient Clark is on and off the court.
What's your approach when you're coaching greatness like that?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, just talking basketball, right? Just having general basketball conversations. About what she's watching, what she likes, what are some of the things what are some of her thoughts from, not just what the Indiana Fever have done, but from the game of basketball in general.
White believes that Clark's ability to remain composed in high-pressure situations, such as late game moments or when faced with aggressive defenses, is a testament to her mental fortitude.
I mean, let me tell you, so this is crazy. So it's the end of, I don't know, maybe a quarter or half, I'm not sure which, but we were going to take a foul on her, right? And so Caitlin Clark brings it over, and she brings it over close to where Katie Gerald's is, and we were going to tell Jayla Smith to foul. And so Katie said, I'll tell you when. And so you can see Caitlin hear that.
Yeah.
Clark doesn't just thrive in tough situations. She excels, showing an incredible capacity to block out distractions and focus on the task at hand.
Now, Jayla Smith goes to foul. She throws it up.
Yep.
Turns around. It goes in.
Yep.
It freaking goes in. And she didn't even see it. And then she starts going, and one. I'm like, oh my God. Whatever you're scheming, whatever you're thinking you're going to try, I mean, we all just did our best, right?
Yeah,
we just did the best we could, and at the end of the day, it was what it was. But, somebody like that, everybody has to kind of cross their fingers and kind of throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks with her. And
White notes that this mental toughness is not just about staying calm, but also about Clark's competitive drive. She consistently takes on the toughest challenges, whether it's facing elite defenders or leading her team through adversity, showing that her strength lies not only in physical skills, but in her unwavering mindset.
We had a lot more defensive weapons at our disposal. So, and it's, I don't know how any college team really can prepare for a Caitlin Clark, because you can't do it with one person. You can't do it one-on-one, right? It is a whole 5-man team effort. So let me just preface all that before you go.
How Caitlin Clark is changing the landscape of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark has become a transformative figure in women's basketball, and Stephanie White highlights how her impact goes beyond just her individual achievements. Clark's style of play, particularly her ability to shoot from anywhere on the court and her exceptional playmaking, is raising the level of competition across the sport. White points out that Clark has redefined what's possible for women's basketball.
Our job then as coaches to continue to put them in positions to succeed, and our job as a franchise to put the pieces around them that will fill some of the gaps and fill some of the holes, and ultimately our goal is to win championships and to hang banners.
Pushing the boundaries of traditional roles and inspiring a new generation of players to embrace the three-point shot and high-scoring offenses. Her influence is not only felt on the court, but also off the court, as her rise to stardom has brought much-needed attention to women's sports, leading to greater visibility and investment in the game. If you were as blown away by what Stephanie White revealed about Caitlin Clark's game as I was, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider insights and the latest updates from the world of basketball. You won't want to miss what we've got coming next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.